So yesterday we had discussed about static variable, and we had seen different examples on it. And after that, so these are the difference between instance variable and local variable. So the scope of instance variable is what within that particular class we can access anywhere in the class. But local variable, what will happen? We can access within the method only. We can access outside the method. That's what we have seen with some examples. Okay, so memory, when will be the memory allocated to instance variable? So after creating an object, immediately the memory will be allocated. But for this one, so whenever we call that particular method, that time only the memory will be allocated. So this is what we discussed in our variables. Okay. So we'll move to next topic. Okay, now we'll go with constructor. Actually, constructor is the biggest topic. It will take at least 2 classes, I thought, to teach in the next class, but that one is most important one. So we'll go with constructor only. Okay, so the main purpose of constructor is for initializing the values. Okay, okay. Okay, so the main purpose of constructor is for initializing the values. Okay, so I will tell how to initialize those values, what are different ways to initialize the values, so and all I will tell. So after that, the most important concept, the most important thing here is what is the syntax for declaring a constructor. So see, so many people will confuse here, so many people will forget here. So that's why people just follow this one and just check what I'm telling. So just remember the syntax of constructor. Syntax for constructor is simple: access modifier, class name. That's it. For example, I have class A. Okay, like this. So what is the constructor here means? What is the syntax for declaring a constructor? Access modifier, public. What is the class name here? A, method brackets. That's it. This is the constructor. Okay. What is the syntax for declaring a constructor? Access modifier, class name. Access modifier, class name. So people say, repeat with me. What is the syntax for declaring a constructor? Access modifier, class name. Okay. So here class A, here this public is access modifier, and this A is what? Class name. So if we combine all these things, then this is what called as a constructor. So people clear with this? So what is the purpose of what is the main use of constructor? For initializing the values. Okay. So for initializing the values. So it is used to pass the values, whatever. So both are same only. So the syntax for declaring a constructor is access modifier class name. Okay. So for example, if I take an example of class name, open brace, closure brace, and the syntax for constructor is what? Access modifier class name. Okay. We have different types of constructors available in our C#. They are like instance constructor, static constructor. Okay. Again, this instance constructor consists of so many things like default constructor, parameterized constructor, copy constructor. And this default constructor again consists of two things: system defined default constructor and user defined default constructor. So here, if I go here, so what are different types of constructor means? We have two types. Instance and what? Static. Again, this instance consists of three types. What are they? Tell me. Default constructor. See, maybe so many things are here, but all these things, this one, once we start the program, this is very easy. Parameterized constructor. And what's the next one? Copy constructor. Okay, again, this default is of two types. What is that? System defined default constructor, user defined default constructor. Okay, this is what the constructor. Okay, so we'll come back here again one more time. I will explain and then we will go for explanation. So the constructor, the main purpose of constructor is for initializing the values to variables in a class. It is used to pass the values. The syntax for declaring a constructor is access modifier class name. We have different types of constructors here: instance constructor and static constructor. Instance constructor is of three types: default, parameterized, copy constructor. Okay. Again, this default is two types: system defined default constructor and user defined default constructor. So see, in some cases, if we don't declare any value, for example, I declared some value, some variable names, and I'm trying to print those variable names, but I did not give any value for that. Okay, then what will happen? So in that case, what will happen? Like, so people see here, system defined default constructor will be called. Okay, system defined default constructor will be called. It will assign 0 value to integer, empty or null to string. Okay, so we'll see with one live example, then people will understand. But before that, people should please draw this diagram and the syntax. So just keep an heading and from here to here, note down, and let me know once you are done. Everyone done? Okay, we'll see one example for system defined default constructor, how it will work. So see, simple. I created one class. I have 4 variables and I'm displaying here, but I'm not assigning any values here. Now what will happen, like, see, for integer it will enter, it will assign 0. For string it will null or empty value will be assigned. That's it. So we how they are getting the values mean by using system defined default constructor. In background it will call and it will assign the values. Let's see how it is. See, 0, 0 and empty. Okay, so this is what called as system defined default constructor. Okay, just keep a heading of system dot define default constructor and okay, some text will be there. Okay, this one. Okay, just note down this text and after that I will give the example. So by default, see, madam, that is what default constructor. So default constructor in background only called and it will assign the values. System defined, system only will define that one. Okay, go with this example. Okay, we'll go for user defined default constructor. So there is nothing different between system defined default constructor and user defined. In system defined, system is assigning. Here we will assign the values. That's it. I will show you. So by how we will assign the values means by using that syntax. What is that syntax for declaring a constructor? Access modifier, class name. So by using that, we'll assign some values. Let's see. So people see here, what is the syntax for declaring a constructor? Access modifier, class name. What is the class name here? Employee. So access modifier, class name. So here what I'm doing, same program, same program. So see, employee number, employee ID, employee name, employee address. Here in my constructor, I'm passing the values. So this is what user defined default constructor. And yeah, as usual, we can pass the values and we can do anything. Okay. So constructor, see, variables values is different and constructor is different. So when this constructor is used means in real time, see, we always go with this constructor concept only. So based upon the number of parameters and all, so the values will be initialized and the values will be assigned. Okay. So for example, for example, if we have two, three classes with a number of parameters and all. So if the exact parameter count matches, then only it will work anyway. So that will comes under parameters constructor. Let's see. But so this if you declare the values and something, see anything when you assign the values or when you do something, whatever you are doing there. So here if you are entering employee number equal to 101 or this one, both are same only. But here this is somewhat different concept and we are assigning values through constructor. But this the purpose of constructor is, see, if you people see here, whenever you are calling the object here, it is like initialization only. Okay. So this one and that one both are same only. So the main purpose of creating object is also what, for initializing values or for assigning memory to variables, for calling particular method. So similarly, the purpose of constructor for assigning value, I will explain when we go for this parameters constructor, then I will explain little more. So that is different and this default is fine. So default constructor we are directly giving the values, but when we go with this parameters constructor, then people will understand default constructors are nothing but default values only we are giving. That's why. Okay. Just keep an heading of keep some heading of what, a user defined default constructor, and start writing. So simple. Here we are passing the values and we are displaying the values, and finally if I run the program, Okay, we are displaying. Just note down. Okay, so we'll move to next one. Okay. Okay, so we'll go with what that parameterized constructor. Okay, so like our method, so we have parameters we have seen. Similarly, if we send the values as parameters here, okay, so then that is what called as parameters constructor. What is this one? Access modifier class name. So and these are our parameters. So this is what called as parameters constructor. Here we are not assigning any values here. We'll get the values in runtime. Okay, so this is what the main purpose of constructor. So default constructor or something we cannot use directly. So someone is asking me, sir, when to use a constructor means, see, for example, if we assign e number equal to 101 here, okay, so whenever whenever this e number is called, or whenever we take this e number, then what will happen? 101 will directly return. But this constructor is not like that. So whenever we call the object, whenever we create, whenever we create object, whenever we call that particular object, then only constructor will be initialized. So, but if you declare the values here, then what will happen? Every time the values will be exposed. But here, what will happen when you call that particular class, or when you call that particular constructor, then only the values will be assigned. So people see here, I have few things here. Okay, so like something like, see, e number, this one. So I kept ID for that. So string s1, s2, as. And after that, what I'm doing, I'm assigning values to these things. So e number equal to what? ID. From where we will get these values, I will just show you. From where I will show you. So, and es is what? This is only. S1 is s1, s2. Okay, so I'm printing that. But from where we are getting values, sir? From here. Okay. So see, so if we create n number of objects, we can call n number of different values and we can send different values. So these are our parameters and this is our parameterized constructor. Okay. So this is what called as a parameterized constructor. Simply what we are doing here, we are creating one constructor and we initialize the variables here and we are assigning values here. So whenever I call this constructor, then only the values will be assigned. Okay, so I will display. Let's see what will happen. See, This is the first set and this is the second set. Okay. The most important thing, we can create n number of objects to a class. See, and we can call n number of times. Okay. Guys, clear with this or any questions? People are so silent today. So this is little bigger concept. I mean, topic was I'm saying. So yeah, just note down the program parameterize constructor. Okay, so we have left with what? Copy constructor. So copy constructor. So basically, for example, if you want to copy one value to another value or one variable to another variable, we can do that. But if you want to copy complete object, if you want to copy one object to another object, then we will go for copy constructor concept. So see, so now we are doing small programs, and what we are doing there, maybe some two three two three values we are using, or two three values we are copying, that is fine. But in real time, 40 values, 50 values, 100 values will be there for one object. So in that case, this copy constructor is most useful. Okay, this is what copy constructor. So see. So here we have a class and we have two variables, and what happened, this is what our user defined default constructor. Okay, so this is what our user defined default constructor. So here what we are doing, so this one, and after that what I'm doing here is I'm just passing as a parameter here student obj. Okay, and we are assigning value, see obj dot student number, from where it is coming from here. So simply we are copying this constructor object values to this constructor. Okay, this is what copy constructor, and we are displaying the data also. So we have multiple examples for copy constructor, so multiple ways we can do that. I will show each and every way. For now, just see this one. This is using default constructor. Okay, similarly we'll see some examples with parameterized constructor for copy constructor also. So we'll see multiple examples on it. Okay, fine. So this is what copy constructor, simple. We are copying from here to there, and we are using this one. Okay, fine. Just note down, and I will I think today is done, but anyway, or we'll do one thing. So copy constructor again, we'll see on Monday, and see if I ask you people to write now, then what will happen? You will forget by Monday. So that's why we'll just do revision, and we have one, two, three, four, three copy constructor related and constructor overloading and static constructor. We'll see that on Monday. Okay. Anyone have any questions? I think the class moved so fast today. Otherwise, this many programs we cannot complete. So, do you guys practicing the programs? Are you guys getting the output? Any issues? I'm sometimes I'm getting some doubts from you guys. See, yeah, this one, yeah, we need to keep. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I'm getting I'm getting some questions from you guys, but so still I was confused. In that group we have 56 people. Some people, maybe some almost 10 people opted for videos. But what happened to other people? Why everyone is not joining? Why 56 people are not joining? I'm still not getting. So try joining that. So otherwise, see, I don't know whether you people are understanding or not. But see, if you go somewhere else, also, how you will get the interest, or how you will practice, and how you will learn all these things. Okay. Yeah, we'll plan for the revision classes. Okay, so that's why please don't miss the classes. These are all important for getting your job. So no topic is not important or something like. Why? Because if something is not important or something, they don't keep in C#, or they don't keep that concept in .NET. That's why. So please follow all the classes and don't miss even a single class. That will help you for getting a good job, to settle in your career. So that's why I request you guys, don't miss even a single class. So those who all opted for what is that, videos, and also if there is possibility, try to join the classes and try to ask your questions, and please practice and ask me the questions. So after our one of our sessions, so I was requesting you guys to practice. So one of our other country person, he just connected with me 2 days back, and he was asking me some doubt, and I'm happy for that. So similarly, please practice and connect with me for any questions or doubts. I'm always there. Okay, fine. Thank you all for joining. We'll meet on Monday again.